You are listening to A Path to a New You, a podcast about mental health as well as veterans issues. I apologize, I haven't done an episode in over a month. I've been extremely busy. Um, but in today's episode, I know the fall season's coming around, which means people are getting more depressed, the seasonal changes and stuff. So in today's episode, I want to talk about ways to help cope with that. Coping with seasonal changes. And I hope you learned something from this episode today. So, as we all know, it's October, almost November. Fall's here. Fall, the season of fall means the leaves on the trees turn a different color, brown, red, just different colors. And it gets colder and the days get shorter, which means uh, less light, which could be depressing. For some people, it's depressing. For a lot of people, it's depressing. And so I'm going to talk about a few ways to help with that. Some of you may have what's called seasonal affective disorder. What exactly is seasonal affective disorder? Seasonal affective disorder is a type of depression that reoccurs at specific times of the year, most commonly during the fall and winter months. Symptoms of seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, SAD, are persistent low mood, loss of interest in activities once enjoyed, changes in appetite or weight, sleep disturbances, insomnia or oversleeping, fatigue and low energy, and also difficulty concentrating. And some of you who are diagnosed with this may notice that these symptoms are like creeping up because it's about that time of year. So, like I said, seasonal affective disorder only happens during a certain time of year, and right about now is when you start feeling it. Now, just because you have these low mood and changes in appetite and stuff doesn't really mean you have seasonal affective disorder. You'd have to talk to a professional about that, and then they can go through, talk to you, ask questions, and they can figure out if if you have seasonal affective disorder or you're just and I got these mood swings, these type of mood swings during this time of year. So there are some things you can do that can help manage your mental health in the fall. One of the most important ones, what I think is extremely important, is maximizing your exposure to natural light. Like I said, in the fall and the winter, the days become shorter and cloudier. But on days when there's light outside, open your windows. If you're at home, open your windows up during the daylight hours. That definitely helps. Also, and it's kind of nice out, it's not too cold. Spend time outdoors. Go do some walking around the state national parks or whatever park, or just in your neighborhood. Just walk around. Spend some time outdoors. Make it a point to go outside and soak up the sunlight, especially if it's bright out, whenever possible. 'Cause we all know there's going to be those cloudy days where the sun's not going to be really out. It's going to be like dreary and it's going to, yeah, just take advantage of those days where it's really nice out. Optimize indoor lighting, which means, like I just mentioned, have your windows, your curtains open during the daylight. If it's sunny out, if it's bright out, open your windows, open your curtains. And if actually it's still the temperature's not too bad, have your windows open during the day. And at night, close them because it gets colder. Also consider light therapy. What exactly is light therapy? It's one of those special lights. I don't know at the top of my head what they're called, but people use them all the time light, especially during the fall and winter seasons. It's a special bright light that's got like an LED sort of light that's used for light therapy where you put it in like your living room and you during the morning you turn it on, or anytime during the day you turn it on, and you sit next to it and you read your book or whatever you do for about 10, 15 minutes or however long you want, and it helps with your depression. Now, I'm not sure if this still exists, but most of the time your insurance companies will pay for your light therapy. Talk to your mental health professional about it. Or you can also find them on Amazon as well too. And they're not expensive. There's some that are expensive and some are just affordable. But for the most part, if you can't afford it, sometimes your insurance will cover the cost. Another thing I want to talk about is stay physically active. Regular exercise is a natural way to boost your mood by releasing endorphins, which enhances feelings and relaxations. One of the things you can do, if you have a gym membership, go to their gym. If you don't, join a local fitness group. And Craigslist has got some stuff on there. You can always look on Craigslist, and also there's this app called Meetup, which has the Meetup. It's also a website, but it also has an app where you can put down your hobbies, like you to do. Usually, there's a group out there that'll meet once a week or a couple times a week to go out and do stuff like hobbies, like walking, hiking, go to events, meet, socialize at the local bar or something like that. There's always chances for anyone to meet other people. Explore the outdoors. I just mentioned that earlier. Set a routine. I have a routine that I try to follow every day, and sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes something comes up. It's kind of irritating. I'm like, this is what I want to do. Since I got routine. If someone or something messes it up, I get a little stressed out about it. I shouldn't get stressed out, but there's a routine I do. So set a routine. Aim to exercise for at least 30 minutes most days of the week, whether indoors or outdoors. Consistency is key to reaping the mental health benefits of physical activity. For self, my example is, I have an indoor equipment, a Peloton I use, and when I work out, I'll get up in the morning, have my cup of coffee or two, watch some Sports Center or like MLB Network or something like that. Watch the highlights for the other days, the last night's sporting events, and then I'll go in my spare bedroom where I have my Peloton equipment and I work out. So usually work out by like 8:30, 9 a.m. is usually when I get my workout in, and I work out for maybe anywhere from 35 minutes to an hour, depending. I set a routine. I do that almost 3 or 4 days a week. Trying to do it more often, but with everything going on, it's kind of busy. But set a routine. Also, maintaining a healthy, balanced diet. You can incorporate seasonal produce, especially in the fall. You got apples, pumpkins, and anything that's fall related. These nutrient rich foods can enhance both physical and mental health. Apples are good for you, so are pumpkins. Limit your processed foods. Cut back on sugary snacks and high produce processed foods that can lead to the energy crashes and negative impact mood. So you got that sugar high, and all of a sudden you got that sugar low where you're like just tired. You don't want to do that. Stay hydrated. Drink enough water. Drink water. Water is very important. I think I drink 156 ounces of water a day, or try to. I sweat a lot. That's one of my things, though. That's why I drink a lot of water. But staying hydrated, that that helps a lot. Like I mentioned earlier, establish a consistent routine. Set regular sleep patterns. Make sure you go to sleep about the same time every day. Something, the weekends you might stay up a little bit later, but try to stay consistent with that. That definitely helps. Get about 7 to 8 hours of sleep a day. That definitely helps. Plan your day ahead of time. So I kind of try to plan my week. I plan a week ahead. I try to. Sometimes I don't, but that definitely helps keep up your routine. Set small, achievable goals. Break larger tasks into smaller goals that provide a sense of accomplishment, helping you stay focused and motivated. For example, one of the things I want to do, I've got some weight to lose. I still got a bunch of weight to lose from 2021 when I was in the hospital for 3 months, couldn't work out for almost 9 months, so I gained a lot of weight. My goal is I'm trying to lose weight throughout the fall and winter months. So I'm trying to stay active with my equipment I have. So far, it's been working a little bit. So I got to stay consistent with eating healthy, staying hydrated, and just sleep too. Just being able to sleep 7 hours, 8 hours a day. That helps with recovery. Those are just some of my things I do to try to stay consistent. Another thing you can do is set boundaries set boundaries for yourself and stick to them. It is important to set boundaries for your time so that you can focus on giving yourself your energy to what is most important and avoid feeling overwhelmed. Lately, I've had a lot going on and I do a lot throughout the week. I work and then I volunteer and I try to help my friends out whenever I can, but the last few weeks have been really stressful. It's hard for me to say no, and I barely have been having time for myself, which it's getting me a little stressed out and just overwhelmed with everything going on. I got so many people texting me the last few days. It is, it's overwhelming. So I'm trying to say no to a lot of the stuff. And yeah, definitely set your phone to a no phone zone times for yourself. What does that mean? Stay away from the phone for a couple hours a day. Maybe towards the end of the night, you don't want to look at your phone, especially if you're in bed with that light on your phone. It makes you harder to fall asleep. So kind of have a no phone zone times for yourself. Also, reaching out to friends and family, reaching out to your friends, getting involved in the community, join support groups. You can always find a support group. Google is one of your best friends. You can always find support groups that way. Whether it's a support group it could be for anything. There's usually support groups out there for something, for everything. Like I said, get involved in the community. I volunteered quite a bit. Just get out of the house. That definitely helps. And reaching out to family and friends. I think I visit my parents maybe once a week, every other week. I hang out with my friends quite a bit. I call my friends who I've met in the military. I call them at least once a week, or try to, or they call me, and we talk for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour about everything. So that definitely helps too. Practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques. If you never try meditation, try meditating. You can always find a free meditation on YouTube and just try it out. Find a quiet spot, sit down in your chair or on the floor and just listen to it, and it definitely helps with relaxation. Use deep breathing techniques. I've talked to my clients about that, and that definitely helps. Journaling, writing stuff down. I used to journal back in the day. I haven't done it anymore, but I know people who still journal, And that's when they get up. Say, you get up in the morning, you had a dream of some sort, you write it down. What was it about? What's going on? And then at the end of the day, write down what you were doing in the day. What was on your mind? Anything like that. And then also seek professional help when needed. I know these days it's kind of hard to find a therapist or psychiatrist who doesn't have a wait list. So that's tough. But now there are some online therapy, like BetterHelp and all that. Usually you can get someone right away. So seek professional help whenever you can. Um, Therapy, just one-on-one therapy, definitely helps. If you're feeling down, depressed, anxious, angry about anything, talk to a therapist. Talk to a therapist, someone who's trained on that. That definitely helps. At the end of the session, you'll feel a lot better, and they'll help you with coping skills too to help with manage your anger, depression. That's what we do is find coping skills to help you get through what you're going through to help you make seem feel better. Another thing is consider counseling I just mentioned or medication or both. I know some people who are going through counseling, they also take medications. Now I tell my clients medication it's not the 100%. Can't rely on your medication for 100%. It's more like I tell them it's 70% you, 30% the medications. You got to take care of yourself. You got to eat healthy. You got to do everything to help yourself. And the medications are there to help you, not to like fix everything. So a lot of it's on you. And all this ideas and stuff I just talked about, that would definitely help your situation. So you're taking medications and you eat healthy, set boundaries. It definitely helps. Anyway, I hope you learned something today. Um, If you have any questions or concerns, or you would like to be a guest on my show, you can always contact me through my social media. I do have a Facebook page uh, for this podcast, A Path to New You. You can find it. Please click follow and like, and you can always message me on there. I also have a Facebook for my private practice. Right now, my private practice is pretty slow, so I'm just taking it easy. I've got a few other jobs I'm doing on the side too. But if you want to reach out there, it's New Beginnings Counseling LLC, and you can reach out there. If you know me personally, you can always contact me through my personal Facebook page. If you're a friend or anything, you have questions, please send a message. You can also find my podcast on most major platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Audible, Amazon Music, a couple other ones too. Most of the main streaming platforms, you can find me. Anyway, until next time, if you have any suggestions about topics I should talk about, please reach out and please let me know. Like, hey, there's a certain topic I want to know more about, and I was wondering if you would be willing to do the topic. And I'm like, I'd be more than grateful to do it because I'm trying to find more topics to talk about. Also, if you know someone or you like to be a guest on my show, on my podcast, please reach out. I'm trying to find more guests because, sometimes it's just kind of boring just listening to me talk. I'd like to have someone else on here and who's a little more, who specializes in a certain topic of mental health. Or if you work in a veteran, you're a veteran, you work in the field, or you're a veteran, you want to talk about your deployments or your time in the service, please reach out to me. I'd I'd be more than happy to have you as a guest on my show, on my podcast. Anyway, until next time, I'm gonna try to do an episode a week or every other week. I know it's been about a month since I last did one, and again, I try to do more often than that. But sometimes stuff happens. So until next time, please be well, And again, if you have any questions, please reach out and I'll be glad to talk to you if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that. Again, you're listening to A Path to New You. Have a great rest of the day and be well.